and you are watching the Sauti Sound with DJ Victor256 X Presh on Sunrise TV. Well, with contemporary music, it's always been in my life. My parents, my family, they grew up listening to a lot of Vineyard and Maranatha music, so that's the kind of gospel music I grew up listening to. And then after I went to a predominantly white Pentecostal school called North Central University in Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's where I learned a lot more, because I actually majored in contemporary Christian music, so I learned that kind of genre of music. And then being in that music environment, I started to write in that style. So anything that I was going to do, I was going to do it like that, but then I also wanted to incorporate my Caribbean roots with that too, so in soca and reggae. So I think for me, I'm very eclectic in my musical taste because I grew up listening to a lot of Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Bob Marley, Ron Canoli, Fred Hammond, Kirk Franklin, all those musicians I listened to at once, Shirley Caesar. Those are things I listened to over and over again as a child, so it just was in me to do it. So I just like a variety of styles, and since I have a voice that lends itself to that type of music, I kind of focused in that direction. Well, if I wasn't doing music, I would be doing what I was doing before, which was fashion and photography, and then also working at the resort. Most of my career has been in hospitality. I started out working at the front desk in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, and then ventured off into Minneapolis, Minnesota, where I worked at the front desk at the Marriott. Also worked in Las Vegas, where I worked just off of the strip at the Platinum Hotel. So most of my work experience is in hospitality. So that's what I would be doing if I wasn't doing music. Outside of that, I think now I'm pushing myself out of that industry, more into the music industry, to get more of a broader perspective of what I want to be as an artist and as a musician. Well, the categories in gospel music seem a little strange to me because I'm a person that liked so many genres of music. When I moved to the States, that's when I realized that everything is separated. There's gospel music, and then there's contemporary Christian music, there's rock gospel, there's so many different ways that they categorize even within gospel music itself. And to me, growing up, it was just all one music. It was just all giving glory to God. But I think we need to come together more, especially within the races. When I look at America and I see how much racism has played a part of the church, that there definitely needs to be a coming together within the church in terms of breaking down social and racial barriers. And the church needs to be on the forefront of the racial reconciliation within the world, because the world is trying to do it and they're not getting it right. But I think if the church really comes together and prays and seeks the Lord, the church can be the leader in racial reconciliation. I'm not really a person that gets into trouble. I can't really say anything like that. I've been in trouble with the police or anything like that. The most trouble I've gotten into, for me, I don't know. I probably had done stuff that people don't know about, like driving cars maybe when I didn't have a license. So things like that. But I don't really get into trouble. Like I'm more of a home person, and I don't really leave my house until I actually have something to do. So that's kind of the person I am. Well, actually I have 2 singles out right now. The first single is called This Too Shall Pass. That's available on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, on all streaming services where music is involved. And then also I have King Jesus, that just came out last week for Easter. That's actually right now on YouTube. And by next week, that will be also on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, and all music platforms where music is streaming. So you can, check out This Too Shall Pass and also King Jesus. All right, well, for me, next, I have 2 singles. Next single is called Grace Like a Flood. It's actually written by Amari Lewis from Trinidad and Tobago. He actually lives in New York. And the Precision Studios out of Trinidad, they do a lot of soca music. So this one's going to be a soca, a groovy soca. And I'm also working on a remix or revamping of the most popular hymn in the world, which is called Amazing Grace. So I'm actually working on that. I think Max, a local producer here, I'm going to be working with him on that. So those are 2 songs I have coming out. In the future, I actually do hope to produce an album with all the songs I've written. Hopefully about 12 to 14 songs on the album. Hopefully by the end of this year or early next year, I'll have that out. So I want to do a big project, do a big CD release concert here in Antigua, live and direct for everybody to see. But I definitely want to do a big concert and an album with all the songs that I've written and produce that to the world, hopefully by the end of this year or by next year, God's willing. All right, shout out to Sauti Sound and DJ Victor256 X Presh. This is Rashid from Antigua. It was great speaking with you guys and hope to speak with you guys again.